Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of our 5-part series of our Magic Kingdom overview, presented to you by Mouse Talk. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Walkover, and I'm joined at the table by my co-host, Melissa Gover.
Hey, y'all.
And with this second part of our 5-part series, we will be reviewing or kind of doing an overview of Frontierland.
Yay.
Frontierland. Now, of course, with our previous video, we did Adventureland, and of course, with this one, we're gonna go over a little bit of Frontierland and just give you kind of an overview of the different restaurants, obviously the attractions, the stores, any of the shows they may have, and kind of give our take on it, let you know what we think of it, and kind of go. I guess geographically, we're going to go counterclockwise.
It might be a little off. This section's a little strange with how it goes about. But we'll probably include just about everything you can find in Frontierland.
Yeah, Frontierland is what's interesting about Frontierland is there's not a lot to it, but there is a lot to it.
Right.
For as funny as that sounds, the thing that's most interesting about Frontierland is 2 of the most popular rides in all of Magic Kingdom are in Frontierland. Mm-hmm. But other than those 2 rides, that's it when it comes to attractions, pretty much. So it's funny in that sense. But we're going to start out, we're going to, again, do kind of a counterclockwise geographical map of how we're going to go over this.
Well, since we came out of Adventureland
Right.
at our last, we're just going to basically head over from that direction, as if we're coming out of Adventureland into Frontierland.
That's exactly right. That's the best way to put it. Now, one of the things that you'll find first as you're going from Adventureland into Frontierland is, of course, the Golden Oak Outpost, which at one time was one of our favorite little snack places to eat.
Right.
But back then the menu has kind of changed from what it used to be.
Yeah, now, although when I just checked the site, last time we were there, it was strictly waffle fries
Right.
they were offering. And they had a couple different offerings or toppings you could put on them. But when I went on the Disney app today, it actually stated that they were doing chicken nuggets and waffle fries, which is kind of what they had before, because our youngest son loved to get his chicken nuggets
Right,
there. So
that's
I don't
right.
know if they've just gone back to that, but that is what was showing on the app today.
Okay.
So it's gone back. Maybe they change it up seasonally, or mix it up just for different times of the year. No idea.
Now, the one thing about the Golden Oak Outpost is it's not this huge restaurant place. It's just like kind of a little kiosk that's got a little bit of seating to the left of it, if I remember correctly. It's a little bit of seating to the left of it.
Yeah, it's just a little stand that looks kind
Yeah,
of
it's like a kiosk almost.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It just looks like a little log cabin, like sitting in the middle of nowhere. Kind of those kind of boards, and there's a little window where you go up and order, and you pick up your food, and you can get beverages. Like I said, chicken nuggets, waffle fries, and beverages. That's about it.
And it's a nice little quick place to eat if you're over in that way, because there's not a ton over there when it comes to quick service areas. So it's a cute little place to get something quick to eat.
Especially if you have kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Now also, along the same theming of eating, there's Pico's Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe.
Yep,
Now this
Pico's
is
Bill.
this is a little bit different, because in here, this is an actual full-scale restaurant.
It's a quick service.
It is, but there's seating.
Right. You can go inside, sit down, get your food, and they've kind of switched up. If you listen to our last installment, where Pecos Bill's and Tortuga Tavern have kind of changed fare. Pecos Bill is now doing more of the Mexican theming instead of
Tortuga Tavern.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So you can get fajitas here now, beef burritos, and they have a Southwest burger that has like a pepper on top. But it sounds good to me. We didn't really try it when we were there. We
No, we
have
didn't.
not eaten at Pecos Bill's. But I've heard good things about it. I heard some people were disappointed when it switched up. I knew a lot of people that did like it before.
Yes.
When it was like the burgers and I think it was the barbecue sandwiches and things like that. So I don't know. We'll have to get your opinion, folks, but check it out and let us know what you think.
Now, what's also funny about that is Melissa's exactly right. This kind of was sprung on folks last minute, where it was like, oh, by the way, we're changing the menus. And it was like when Disney did this, they changed the menus, and it was like, this is happening next week, so here you go. So it wasn't something that was kind of, came along gradually. It was kind of a quick boom, we're changing the menu. And we're not really quite sure why they did it.
Yeah, I don't really understand it, because theming-wise, to Frontierland, I would think that burgers and barbecue and
Would
all that
be I
is
agree.
a more of appropriate theme for Frontierland than Mexican.
Right.
But what do I know?
Right. No, I agree. I don't understand what's the word? The reason as to why they would do this, but they definitely have. But it's gotten good reviews so far of the change. in the menu. People seem to like the food. They said the quality of it seems to be pretty good, so we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll give it a try on our next visit.
Yeah, hopefully. And next in line would be the Briar Patch store.
We're kind of veering off to the right. Instead of going straight down, we're kind of taking a...
Right. We're going to go right.
kind of going down that way, going toward the 2 big rides that we were mentioning earlier.
Okay.
And there is a little store there. I guess if you're not so keen on the rides going this way, you can hang out. It's themed a lot like the home of Brer Rabbit. Inside, if you look up at the ceiling, it's very cool. You'll see like thorns and things like that, as if you're in an actual briar patch. And it's just a fun little store with Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad souvenirs.
Yeah, which is great, because that's one of the main things about these types of stores I wish Disney had more of, was attraction-themed stores. You're starting to see them do that a little bit more. Of course, we'll talk more about the one for Haunted Mansion in our next video, but I'm glad that that they do this, and they're starting to do it more and more. Tower of Terror has their own themed area now, or store, and of course, Haunted Mansion has their own store, and it's great. I'm glad to see that they have this. They should have more of it. And that's the Briar Patch store, which I think we've only been in maybe once or twice at most.
I hang out there a lot because I don't care for the rides there. So when I'm looking for entertainment, I go wandering around.
While we're on the ride.
While they're on the ride. So I've probably been in a lot of the stores in this area, a lot more than the average person.
Right. Well, but there's a lot to it, and if you're really into Splash Mountain or Big Thunder and you want to get some kind of souvenir, that's the place to go. Now, speaking of those 2 rides, we're going to start with the first one, and that's going to be, of course, Splash Mountain. Now, this ride is one of the... I think it's one of the best themed rides out there. The queue itself isn't bad. It's themed very well. That's one of the downfall of both of these queues is the fact that both queues are outside queues.
Right. So it's hot.
Right, and that's why I say downfall, because if you're in the middle of the summer and you're standing in that line, it can be really, really hot.
Yeah.
But that is really the only downfall for me when it comes to Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain, of course, is themed after Brer Rabbit, Brer Bear, and Brer Fox. And, the whole time you're going through the ride, there's a few drops. There's a couple little drops, and then, of course, the big drop at the end. But the theming on this ride is fantastic. Now, Melissa did it for the first time with our last trip, and I'll let her. Describe it.
And I'm not doing it again. I'm glad I did finally give it a try. I'm just not big on dropping. I don't like the sensation, the feeling. It just scares me terribly. I'm a wuss, sorry, but I did think the theming was very cool, and it's a very fun ride. And if you like that kind of thing, you can't miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an iconic. It's been there. It's one of those you have to do, and that's why I made myself do it on our 4th trip. I finally got up the guts to do it, but I won't do it again.
And as for me and our boys, we'll do it every time over and over again. It's really it's a fun ride. Inside, the theming is great. They have the music playing from Song of the South. How do you do?
Yeah.
Do. And it's really a lot of fun. It really is a great attraction. And of course, with the drop, there is they do take your picture. There is a photo pass opportunity.
See our picture there from our last trip, and a horrified look on my face.
All of us. Yeah, some of our looks are priceless. It's really funny.
My eyes are shut tight.
But it's a great ride. It's definitely a classic. Now, moving on from that one, what's also really neat about the Splash Mountain area is it's one of the stops for the Walt Disney Railroad, which is really cool. I love the railroad. Melissa loves the railroad. It's a nice way to just get on there. If you need a break for a little while and you want to ride around, get on the railroad. And one of the main stops, there's 3 stops in all. This is one of them.
I guess 4. Isn't there 4?
Well, you have...
It's Main Street.
You have Main Street, you have Storybook Circus, and you have...
Frontierland? I thought it stopped somewhere else.
No, that's it.
Sorry.
But anyway,
I don't know why.
The railroad is really a lot of fun, and it's one of the main stops. And what's really neat is as you're going, before you get to the stop, there you can see inside Splash Mountain's ride at the very end, the finale, which is really cool with the steamboat. Not to give away too much about the ride, but Walt Disney Railroad, that is one of the stops. You can pick it up, you can get on there, or you can get dropped off there. So don't forget about that, because I think that's important for any folks that, if you're trying to get from maybe Space Mountain, the Tomorrowland area over there, or Storybook area, if you want to get from over there back over to that side, just stay on the railroad and it'll get you there. So that's another part of the Splash Mountain kind of ambiance, in my opinion. It's really fun. Now, also, of course, over there is the other big attraction, which to me is one of the best attractions that Disney has, and that's, of course, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Big Thunder Mountain is it's just nothing like it. It's just it's like you're on a train, and your train is out of control, and it's going off the rails, so to speak, up and down the mountains, and it's just it's just such a great ride. We love it. The boys love it. Melissa's done it once before. Of course, she has the same reaction that she had to Splash Mountain.
Well, it's sad because I probably should have tried it one more time. I did do Mine Train on this last trip and did it a couple times and enjoyed it and made myself do a couple more rides that I wouldn't go on the last couple trips and enjoyed them. So I do need to revisit and do Big Thunder again. It was just very herky-jerky because it's an older ride, and that's part of what I didn't like, but it isn't horrible in terms of roller coasters, I guess. So, I mean, there was like a 3-year-old on it in front of me when I went the one time, and she loved it. So, I mean, that just says a lot. And I was freaking out, so that's kind of embarrassing, but, you know.
But over time, what's funny about the queue for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, too, is over time they've made the queue better. It's a little more interactive. You'll see that there's a couple things here and there that you can do as you're waiting in the line. But again, one of the downfalls to the queue is the fact that it's an outside queue. Mm-hmm. And we've waited in that queue before when we didn't have fast passes in the middle of summer in August. And it can get hot. It can really get hot. Now, they'll have fans blowing on you here and there, throughout the queue, but it can be really hot. So just bear that in mind, folks, this is one of those rides. If it's the middle of the summer and you really want to get on it, try to get that fast pass so you don't have to wait in that queue.
And do it early in the day.
Yeah.
Or later in the day.
Yeah, or
so
later in the day.
But
a lot of fun. They've definitely upgraded the queue in that respect. There's a lot more interactive stuff in there than it used to be, and there's rumors that there's a big refurbishment coming, if you look at the date of this video, but there's a big refurbishment coming, and there's rumors that this refurb is going to include some of the enhancements that they did with the Disneyland Big Thunder Mountain. And if that's the case, it's going to make this ride even better. Not to spoil it, but there's a lot of enhancements that they did for the Disneyland version of Big Thunder that was just great.
Yeah, so that's exciting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too. It really, really is. So definitely check out Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It's one of my top 5 attractions in all of Disney World. It's just, there's nothing like it. I just think it's great. Now also, over in the Frontierland area is the Tom Sawyer Island. Melissa, talk a little bit about that.
And I don't remember a lot about it. We only did it
once
on our first, I think it was our first trip.
Yeah, I think it was.
And basically it's your access point to get to Tom Sawyer Island is in Frontierland. You get on the raft, which takes you over to the island. And it's just basically a secret little hideaway inspired by the stories by Mark Twain of Tom Sawyer and his adventures. And it's just a little island set up with, it has like, what is that, the mill and the big water wheel.
Right.
And it's neat. We really haven't found the desire to want to go back. We probably should. There are things that we overlook sometimes when you're going to see all the main attractions, but you definitely want to say you did it at least one time.
Oh, absolutely. You got to do it at least one time. It's one of those things where it's more of a walkthrough, not a lot of interacting.
Right.
There's no attractions over there that you're going to ride, but it's just something it's really old. Tom Sawyer Island has been around almost, I think, since the park opened, if it hasn't been. It's really just kind of a classic area to go over there and kind of see.
Kind of like the Swiss Family Treehouse.
Yeah, almost.
You just
to
walk
an extent.
around. It's, not quite. I think Treehouse is a little better than Tom Sawyer Island, but it just depends what you like, I guess.
Yeah, but it's over there, so make sure you check that out as well, because it can be a lot of fun.
Another little snack spot over here is Westward Ho, and it's another little just snack stand in Frontierland where you can get basically just beverages, frozen lemonade, sodas, water, chips if you're looking for a snack. And I did read on the website that occasionally, seasonally, they actually sell corn dogs.
Oh, really?
Well.
Okay.
So I don't know what time of the year that is, but it's one thing you might be able to grab and go. So it's more just snacks and refreshments for beverages for a hot day.
Now, that's the one thing I'll say about Frontierland is it seems to be, again, not a lot of attractions over that way, a lot of stores and things of that nature. And speaking again of stores, this is probably the biggest store of them all that's in that area.
Yeah, there's like the theming of like the old Western town. There's a lot of little buildings, and in there you're going to see the general store and the Prairie Outpost and Supply. These are basically candy stores. It makes up.
Right.
They'll have hard candy, house-made fudge, and bulk candy that you can buy and go. That's what these two stores mostly make up, is a little candy store. And it's air conditioned inside, so again, it's one of those places I'll just walk around while I'm waiting for my boys. And the theming's cute because of this, the outside of the stores, like I said, looking like a little western town.
And that whole area of Frontierland, that's what it's like. It's like you're in a western town. It really is. And again, Splash Mountain, Big Thunder, it's all themed around that type of thing. So it's all tied in very well.
And they have like little porch areas on the front where you can walk under and get shade. And we've actually parked there, or should say parked our butts there, to watch the parade on one occasion. So if you can grab a spot, they'll rope off there. It's a good place to sit under the shade while you're waiting for the parade to come by.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So definitely check that out. And that's an area where you can catch both parades, whether it's the day parade, the Festival of Fantasy, or the Main Street Electrical Parade at night.
Right.
That's a nice area where if you want to sit there and catch the parade, you can catch either one of those parades from that area. So it's a cute little area to be in. Also over that way is the now this is something I still can't believe we haven't done this.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible to say, but Country Bear Jamboree, we have never seen it. And we've been to Disney 5 times.
Yeah.
That's almost embarrassing for me to say.
Yeah, I agree. Now, this last trip, we were going to do it. I don't remember what happened, but somehow we got sidetracked and we didn't do it. But basically the Country Bear Jamboree, it's kind of like a country western show, and it stars the hilarious bunch of singing bears.
And
The Country Bears.
Animatronic little bears. And we've even met, one of them had pictures taken with one of the Country Bears in like Epcot, but I'm sad to say we've never seen the show, so we can't really give an opinion on that, but it's been around for a long time, and it's one of those things, it's probably a must-see, and we're going to make sure we go next time.
Absolutely. Now, before we move on, another thing that I want to let you guys know about over in Frontierland is there's a little area, actually not too far from the general store, right off to the left as you're heading towards Liberty Square, where you can meet Chip and Dale.
Oh, right.
They have have a meet and greet little area right there where you can meet them, and they got their cowboy hats on, and we've actually had our pictures taken with them. Not our last trip, but the trip before where we met with Chip and Dale, and that's a little meet and greet area. So don't forget about that. I think it is in the guidebook. In your guide pamphlet that you get as you come in there, and under the Times Guide, look for it. So Chip and Dale do, during the course of the day, come out, and there is a meet and greet right there.
I'll remember that, and I'll post one of our pictures on that.
Yeah, we'll have to put that on there. But so definitely remember that as well. Also, Melissa, what else is over there?
Then kind of lastly, you're going to see a few more places. The Frontier Mercantile, which is where they say the pioneers go to get their gear. So they'll have like David Crockett.
Right.
And you guys have had the little raccoon hats that you put on. The Frontier Trading Post, where they have Western and Native American wear. Plus, there's a lot of pin swapping and shopping in that shop there. Yeah. So if you're into the pins, it's a really good place to go.
Yeah, pin trading is really still to this day very big. See it all the time with folks going up to cast members and trading pins. So, you're right. It's a good area to do that.
And this is something else we've never done, is the Frontierland Shootin' Arcade, where you can go in and test your gunning skills at this Wild West shooting gallery.
And that's been there for forever as well.
It has. And I think it's more updated. I think when I was looking at pictures online, it has more of the laser style guns, not the old school kind that you still do at some of the fairs.
Right.
I noticed it looked like, so it's more like maybe like the Buzz Lightyear ride.
Oh,
where
yeah.
You have the guns. I mean, that's just,
Yeah.
But that's pretty much Frontierland in a nutshell.
And the thing about it is our review of Frontierland, it's a fun place to go. It really is. I enjoy Frontierland. Again, it has two of the most iconic Disney rides that there are in Splash Mountain and Thunder Mountain. And the stores are fun to go into as well. So just remember, when you're doing it, I think the one thing, if I had to change anything about Frontierland, I don't know that I really would.
No, I
think
like
it has.
theming.
I think it has its place, right?
Yeah, even though I'm a chicken and don't go on, I love the area. I think it's themed well. It's a fun little place. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a great time. But let us know what you think, folks, in the comments below. We'd love to hear any of your reviews of Frontierland. What you think you might change about it, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. If you have any tips of things that maybe we missed, or any kind of little secrets that you know about Frontierland, let us know in the comments below. And also, if you like our video, there's an area down there to like our video. Please like our video as well. We'd love to see some of the likes and comments. But that is going to do it for our overview of Frontierland, and that's our part 2. Part 3 will be coming, and Part 3 will be focused on Liberty Square.
Hooray!
That is the next one. So thank you again, folks, for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, the video is brought to you by Mouse Talk. So please, if you have time, go out to our Facebook page, facebook.com/411mouse. We'd love for you to go out there and like on our page. And also subscribe to us on YouTube as well. If you like this video, just in the top right-hand corner, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and we'd love for you to do that. But thank you again, folks, from both of us. And we will talk to you soon.
Have a great day.
Take care now. Bye-bye.